All right, guys, welcome back to Project Potter. Welcome back to episode 6, or week 6, I should say, of The Last Resorts. My name is Kyle, your host, joined here by Nigel down here on my screen and Garrett over here. Kind of a skeleton crew, but I think it was a couple people last week. Was it, Garrett, was it you and me and Vic?
I think that was the last one we did, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, kind of a skeleton crew here, but guys, thanks for joining me for week 6, The Last Resorts. If you guys haven't seen the show before, we come up with a topic, we discuss a topic. That's really all there is to it. So, yeah, Nigel, just kind of starting off the bat here, do you have a topic that you got for this week?
Yeah, so it's a question and everything. So if you had the option to look at a piece of paper that said the date and time of your death, would you read it?
Oh God, this is like a question. I feel like this goes way back, where it's like
one that everyone's been asked, or at the very least you've thought of it.
I feel like no. The answer for me is no, and just like because I'm just like I don't want to know, man. I don't want to know like if I'm gonna die in like a car crash, or if I'm gonna die in a plane crash, or like if I'm gonna die choking on some shit. Like I don't want to know the date or time, because like I feel like that's what makes life exciting, or it's like I don't know. What makes life valuable to me is like this could be your last day, this could be your last moment. Like it's kind of morbid, but like I don't know, you just gotta live life day by day. And it's like I feel like if I knew, oh yeah, in 24 days I'm gonna die or whatever, it's like I feel like that would take away from like the value of life. I feel like it would be meaningless, and also like the risk, or I don't know. For me, I would say no 100%. But what do you guys think?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to look at it. Mostly because I want to enjoy life. I don't need to know when I'm gonna die. I don't need to, know that I don't want to think about that clock ticking. And the only real reason I could think of that I would want to know when I'm gonna die, well, two reasons. One, if I, whatever money I have saved up, I just want to blow it because I'm not gonna take it with me. And obviously if you want to leave it to someone, that's different, but it's like I definitely want a chance to like just go through it and be like, you know what, I'm just going to take all the money I've saved up and light it on fire and have a good time. And then the second would be, at least you get to say, you'll get a chance to say goodbye to everybody. Like you'll get a chance to make those calls or see those people in person and be like, this apparently I'm going to get hit by a bus tomorrow, so we gotta we gotta say what we gotta say now and clear up any grievances you might have with people, or say your last goodbyes. But yeah, I wouldn't read the paper.
Well, I'll argue the other side. I've thought about it a lot, and I think part of me, I want to say no for the same reason you guys have said, but at the same time, I think part of me would want to, mainly because like I'm very driven by motivation of what's going to happen or anything like that. Anything that pushes me, that's what definitely drives me forward and everything. So for me, that push of like, you've got X amount of time to get everything you have planned,
done.
Do it, no procrastination, no choice. You got to go and do that, So
a deadline. It's like when you're writing a paper and it's like, oh, this paper, like in school, and it's like this paper's due in a month, and you're like, oh, I got plenty of time to get that done, and then all of a sudden you like it's the last week and you're like, oh, I need to get this done, and you actually focus and get it done. So it's like, oh, it's like I've been meaning to go to Greece or something, and it's like, oh, now we're gonna do it. We're not gonna wait. We're gonna just do it.
Right, exactly. I think that little piece of motivation in the back of your mind would just like push me forward to like do all kinds of things that like otherwise you'd be a little fearful of, like, I'll get around to that. And like, nope, do it. Just don't even think about it. Just do it. Just dive headlong straight in, But at the same time, I don't know if it'd be I think that would be the, rose-colored glasses looking at it that way, very like, that's great and everything. But at the same time, it would probably drive me crazy. Like you guys said, have that ticking time clock right in the back of your mind the whole time. That could definitely be a downside too. That could definitely backfire for sure.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, because like I can kind of see myself going both ways, where it's like you don't want to know, but you do want to know, where it's like if you do know, right, like you said, Nigel, it's like you want to get all these things done before your time comes. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to know because then it almost, to me, like it takes away the value where it's like, what makes life living for me is like every day, like you take value in the day because you know this could be your last day. Like you don't know, like, knock on wood, you don't know if you're going to die in a car crash or die in a plane crash or whatever. Like, so like to me, it's like you have to value each day because you never know when your next day is going to be. If you know, excuse me, when your last day is going to be, if you know when your last day is, then it's like, does that take away from the everyday? Like if you're going into a day and you're like, well, I got 23 days left to live, it's like, does that make each day more important, or does it like kind of take away knowing like no matter what, I'm dying on this day? It's like, I don't know. It's a tough question. I think it's been asked like, I'm sure for centuries. Like, it's crazy.
No, it's tough. It's definitely a tough one to think about and everything because there's positives on both sides of it, but there's a lot of negatives on both sides of it too. So, it's not easy to make it because it all depends. Really, what it boils down to is what's the time? Is it 24 days or is it another 60 years? Because if it's 60 years, does that really give you any motivation? Like, oh no, I'm actually, because it could backfire in that way. What if you read on there, you got another 60 years to go? You're just like, oh, now I'm not motivated to do anything. So it could completely backfire. So
yeah,
stink to flip that note over and see like tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's like, oh shoot.
But then are you trying to cram in like too many activities in one? Like if you were to be told today, like, hey, you're gonna die at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, you're like, oh shit. So then you're thinking like, I gotta do this, and it's like, but does it matter? Like,
are you thinking that? Or if it does say like 8 p.m. tomorrow, are you immediately thinking in your head like, okay, how do I cheat death? Like,
you're like,
how
you
do
might
I
get drunk as
lock myself in a completely padded room where nothing can go wrong?
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is like, presumably, Garrett, we're saying like heart attack, right? Or like something that cannot be like avoided.
Oh, it could be anything. Like, that's the thing. You lock yourself in a padded room and maybe the whole building collapses, or maybe you just die of a heart attack or an aneurysm.
Right.
Yeah. So if we're saying like inevitable death, like, so in Nigel's scenario, like presumably if you get a letter that says like you're going to die, what's today? What's today's date? Today is the
12th.
Today's the 12th. So if you get a letter that says March 13th, 2021, you're dying 8 p.m. no matter what, it's either gonna be a heart attack or whatever you're doing, like an accident, or you're gonna fall down the stairs or whatever. Like you're dying no matter what, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Yeah, does that change? Or do you go the other way where you're like, well, I'm dying either way, so I might as well just chill, get high, get drunk, like
Yeah, I think human nature kind of kicks in a little bit though, because if it said heart attack on there, you're meaning to tell me no one's gonna immediately grab their car keys and bring themselves to like a hospital and be like, I'm gonna die of a heart attack tomorrow. You need to run all the tests, and even though you know it's inevitable, there's still that human nature of you're gonna want to fight it.
Yep.
You're not gonna want to, even though you know it's fact and it will happen, you're gonna want to try and do the best you can to change it.
Would you fight it though? Because like I feel like if I knew like without a doubt that this was going to happen, like somehow we knew, like it doesn't matter how many tests you take, doesn't matter what you do. Like if I knew tomorrow night I was going to die no matter what, I feel like I would spend that time doing something, at least something crazy, because I'm like, it doesn't matter if I go to the hospital, if I do these anagrams, these mammograms, like whatever I'm doing, like I'm not going to avoid death. So I feel like I would do something fun with that. But
Right.
Yep.
we mutual on that.
Yeah, that definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't think I want to know. Like I think to me, I feel like that would kind of defeat the point of life, where it's like, I feel like you appreciate life because anytime there's like a big death, right, or there's a big moment, like we're reminded that life is fragile, and it's like think of the Kobe death. I mean, not to get sports opinion in here, but like at least for me, like Kobe death was like, man, anyone can die at any time, and it's crazy. Like I mean, he died in a helicopter accident. Like it's like life is so fragile that like it doesn't matter if you're a star, if you're a celebrity, like it doesn't matter any of the shit. It's like we're all humans and we can all die at any point. And to
Yep.
me, it's like that's what makes life special to me, where it's like you can appreciate each day because you know that tomorrow could be your last day. And it's really morbid to say that, but it's like, you know, for all we know, like knock on wood again, but like this could be our last day. So like we don't know if tomorrow's tomorrow's not promised. So it's like I think that's what kind of makes life special. If you were to know the knowledge of that, of knowing that you're going to die on a certain date, I feel like that kind of takes away from what makes life special. So I think to me, at least that would ruin it. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree on that statement.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to a degree, definitely, because like I know for a fact I don't want to know, and like if it was something like if there was a commercial that said call this number and you will learn that date, I would say I don't think I would call that number and be like, no, I can avoid that. But if someone were to slip a piece of paper to me right now and like, here it is, I don't think I could stop myself from looking.
So it's the ease of it. It's the ease of someone being like, yo, you're going to die soon. And you're like, yeah.
But like, if you were like, hey, to find out, it's going to be, I'm going to put this in a safe, in a vault, in a fucking bank, and it's just going to be underground. You have to get to it to find out. No, I'm good. I don't need to know. I'm okay.
So if it's too much work, if it's too much work, Nigel, you're like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, like, exactly, because it's like, but it's like again, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to know, and I wouldn't want to look, but at the same time, if it was just right there, I think that temptation of like, I'd really like to know if I have enough time to get X, Y, and Z done, or if it is tomorrow, okay, I gotta call so and so, so and so, and so and so, and get that. Yeah. You know, I gotta do that. So it's like if it was right there in front of me, I don't know if I could avoid looking.
So like if someone sends you an email and they're like, yo, you're dying tomorrow night, and you knew that like that was 100% the truth, you're like, all right. But like if you had to go across a country to another world to unlock a safe then you're like, no, I'm good.
Then it's just like, well, that's a journey in and of itself. I don't need to. That's okay. That's out of the way.
So you'll know if it's convenient for you, you're like, yeah, I'm good. But what about you, Garrett? Do you feel the same way, or are you a little indifferent with that?
No, I feel the same way. I mean, I think like what Nigel said in the beginning, where like the curiosity of looking at the note, that's what's like I'm really thinking about right now. Is I'm like, I don't know if I could control myself. Like I don't want to look at it, but if someone put it like right, like I'm at a table right now, they put it right there.
Yeah.
Like how could I not like just flip it over?
Right.
It's like, no, it's just right there. It's like, that's the answer. It's like I'd have to like light it on fire immediately.
Yeah. Any confidential information where it's like, not even just for us, but like if you get any like super secretive information or like really important information, if someone just hands you a slip of paper and you know that is like really important information, like you said, Garrett, it's like, how do you not turn that paper over? It's like, how do you not know that like, yeah, that's like the nuclear launch codes. It's like if someone just gives you the nuclear launch codes, you're like, I don't need those, but like if I just flip this over, I can have those, and you're like,
right.
And it's like Nigel's point about like motivating and procrastinating. It's like, what if someone handed you that note and it says like you'll die in 6 months, and you use those 6 months to do everything you've ever wanted, and then the person who handed you the note comes back later and says, yeah, that wasn't true. I just lit a fire under your ass. And like, are you happy with it? Like that'd be kind of cool too. That'd be like,
right. And that's the best case scenario. Yeah,
it's better. I mean, obviously that's not what we're talking about, but I thought about that too, and I'm like, that's, you know, like you can, like someone shows you like, hey, you're not living life to the fullest,
right?
And all you need is just a little push.
Yeah, so we'll take that and go back to what Kyle's been arguing about and stuff like that, which is you're saying like you don't want to take away the mystery, you don't want to take away like that part of, you know, life and everything, and I totally agree with what you're saying there. But like if we go and put it into the scenario Garrett just presented, which is kind of the way I was arguing it, of you get pushed to do everything that you ever wanted to do. If someone then tells you, you know, hey, you're actually not going to die, are you going to be upset that they took that away from you? But they got you to do all that stuff.
Depends on what you do. Like God forbid, like, what if you had like, like you're like, oh, I cheated on my wife. I thought I was gonna die.
Well,
Like,
okay,
I
so yeah,
killed
let's
like 4 people.
let's take away like you completely like burn all your money. You have nothing. Like if you live another day, you will be on the street. Let's take that out of the equation and
Yeah.
like anything completely unseemly, like cheating on your wife or something like that. You take
Yeah.
all, or like physically, like completely maiming yourself or something like that. You take that off the table.
Yeah, take the really horrible things off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's like a whole nother can of worms where it's like, yeah, what if you did do crazy things knowing that you were gonna die, and then you find out that you're not gonna die, and it's like I said, like maybe you like murdered 4 people and you're like, I'm just gonna kill a bunch of people because like I want to kill people, but there's no consequences. And then like on that day you find out, well, actually it's like 20 years from now, and you're like, oh, so now you're like facing prison sentence for 20 years. It's like maybe you shouldn't have killed those people, but yeah, that's an interesting tidbit. It kind of like makes me think of like the actions that you do almost shape like your, I don't want to say finality, but like maybe like everyone thinks they're like a certain person, right? Where it's like you're a good person, you're a bad person, you're mediocre, like whatever you want to think. Like everyone thinks they're a decent person. But if you think you're a good person and then you find out that you're going to die, and then suddenly your soul is like, I'm going to kill these 4 people.
Right.
And then you find out that, oh, I'm not actually dying. You're like, shit, was I really a good person, or did I just kill those people because I thought I was going to die and there were going to be no cause? It's like, it's a whole nother like realm that you open up. And it's like, that's an interesting question because it's like, what are we willing to go to? What lengths are we willing to go to for, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like you kind of explode my brain right now, Nigel, because I'm like, I don't really know what
It's
to
a good
think.
question to start with. That was good.
It's a very good question. Yeah, it's a good way to kick off the podcast. Garrett, do you have like a simple-minded question or something?
Oh, mine is, we're not going to go that in depth with it. I'm going to actually, so I'll try and, I want to simplify mine to make sure you guys like don't have to think about it, because I've actually had a chance to kind of think about it a little bit.
Mhm.
So we'll, it's a sports one. Everybody hates certain teams. And so I would say name the top 3 teams in any sport. It can be any sport that you just hate. Then pick one team that actually so it's not like just a team in their whole history. Pick one team that for one season, for some reason, you just were like, I just hate this team. And I really hope they either lose. I hope we beat them. One of those others. So basically, like, what's the number 1 team you've hated most in your lifetime? And what's the top 3 franchises you like to hate the most? I'll go first if you guys want, to give you some time to think.
Yeah, go for it.
So top 3 teams I'd love to hate the most are definitely the Yankees, Montreal Canadiens, and then actually at number 3, oddly enough, is the New York Knicks.
Right.
The New York Knicks are on there, not because they've hurt anyone, but because I don't know what it is. I just hate the Knicks, and I love watching them lose. I hate their owner, James Dolan. What a, interesting guy that guy is. But definitely not how you want to run a franchise. And, he's got so much money that it doesn't matter what he does. He can just keep the team. But yeah, those are the 3 teams. I had some runners up, but it was tough. Those would end up being my top 3. And then the number 1 team I hated the most, I think was the 2011 Montreal Canadiens with I think it was Max Pacioretty and they're just guys that would flop, that would embellish, just try to get every single call because they had the talent, which was the worst part. They had talent, but then they still were how many corners can we cut to get to where we need to be? And it's and I just really disliked that team. I mean, there were some other Yankee teams that I really disliked, and definitely some random one-off teams like the 2007 Giants. David Tyree, go away. Like, why did you even need to exist? But
Yep.
yeah, that was mine.
Yeah, that 2011 team, they had and Brian Giunta, but they had
I like Brian Giunta. I never hated on him, but
Pacioretty, they had Plekanec,
yeah,
Carey
Thomas
Price, of
Plekanec.
course. They had PK Subban when he was like at the height of the Bruins.
Mhm.
They had Yannick Weber. Yeah, for
I
me,
think do they have who was that big defenseman? Shoot, I forget his name.
LaPierre,
Not Pierce. But
not Hal Gill, right?
Hal Gill. Yeah, was he not on that team or was he?
Hal Gill was on that team, former Bruin. They had
Yeah.
Lars Eller,
But I didn't like Hal Gill at that point.
Roman Hammerlick, like Kostitsyn. They had a ton of guys. For me, the two teams that come to mind the most, for sure, and maybe because we're all in around Boston here.
It's Boston.
Yeah, New York and Montreal, like the two teams I grew up to hate like the most. The Canadians, I think I hate more than the Yankees because like I hate the Yankees, but like, do I hate the Yankees or do I hate like the situation where it's like the Aaron Boone play and stuff? Like, I mean, A-Rod's turned it around like career wise. Although I saw an article today that he's like breaking up with J-Lo, and I was like, damn, dude, is there any true love left in the world? Like, if A-Rod and J-Lo are breaking up, like,
Yeah, that was definitely a good example of true love right there. J-Lo and A-Rod.
yeah, well, it's funny because you see that clip of A-Rod when he's like 18, and he's like, "Yo, Jennifer Lopez, I want her to be my date." But yeah, no, they seem like a good couple, and it's like, I don't know. I saw that article, and it's like, damn, that seems like everyone's getting divorced nowadays. But like,
luckily they weren't married yet.
True, they were not married. But like, Yankees, Canadians, first two that come to mind. Pittsburgh Steelers, probably number 3 that come to mind, where it's like, man, I just hate the Steelers. Like, I don't know. I don't like Big Ben. Like, every time they lose, and they lose every year in the first round, so like I take pleasure in that. And it's like Big Ben losing this year, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I want to like them, but like every time they lose, I just feel like a sense of like justification, where it's like, I like that this team lost. So like Yankees, Canadians for me are my two teams. Like, I grew up hating the Yankees. Like, we grew up with Aaron Boone. We grew up with like A-Rod and Jeter. Although like I have a lot of respect for Jeter now. So like, I don't know. It's tough. I don't know if we're gonna have varying opinions much on this topic because we're all kind of from the Boston area.
Same local area.
Yeah, Nigel, do you have anything that's like kind of varying from Canadians, Yankees, and kind of hatred?
I mean, yeah, the Canadians is definitely a big one. I hated Subban for so long.
Yeah, PK.
It's 100% just because of the way he played and everything like that. He was
good
the way
too.
he carried himself on and off the ice and everything. And this is totally just from a Boston point of view, watching the way they played and stuff like that against each other and everything. Nothing to do with the man or anything like that. Actually, him being off the ice more and stuff like that, and seeing him now and everything, and hearing all the stuff he's done and everything, and seeing the guy that he actually is off the ice
He's a
is
great
so much
guy.
better.
It's just
he was
a
but it was
thorn
just
in
like
our side.
you did. That was one of those things that you turn a blind eye to, and you're like, nope, that guy. I hate that guy. I can't stand him. You know, say that. Yeah. So like, I agree with that. But if I'm gonna be different, the 2010, 2011 Canucks.
They were up there. Yeah. That was almost a runner-up for me. I don't hate the franchise as a whole, but that team was
that team. No, just that year. Like I wanted to like continue hating those teams, and like the next few years when they matched up and stuff like that, and it was a Stanley Cup rematch and everything like that. I wanted to hate them still, but like it wasn't. It was something about just the way that they played and everything. It's actually what reminds me a lot of St. Louis a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do I just hate watching this St. Louis team play? Yeah. And it's like, oh, that's why. Because the way that they're carrying themselves on and off the ice right now, every time, and the way they go into the wall and everything just reminds me of that team. And I cannot stand watching that. Like when they do replays and stuff like that of those games, I can't watch it. It kills me. I
I
hate
think they
watching
still
that
had
team
the
play.
Sedines at that point, right? They had the Sedines and
They had the Sedines. They
else?
had
did they still have Lundqvist?
Luongo.
Not Lundqvist.
Luongo.
Luongo, yeah.
The
Yep.
whole thing, it bugged the crap out of me watching them play.
Yeah,
So,
that team. It's funny because like the Bruins obviously like bested them in 7, but like I still hate that Vancouver team. I don't know why, but like it's true. It's like
it's
Sedines.
something about that team, dude. It dug into
They
you.
got under your skin.
They had a
Yep.
defenseman too. Who was the defenseman? They had
He
shit.
was the
What's
guy
his
who
name?
like shoved his, was it, didn't he like bite someone?
Yeah, he did, right? Like
Yeah,
hold on.
like I forget who it was, but like someone bit someone. And it was like, well, you bit him?
What is this, Mike
Like
Tyson?
draw the line somewhere.
Oh yeah, no, it was that team. Oh, that still gets under my skin. Outside of that, it's a good question. I'm trying to think of some other ones that like you guys haven't said. I honestly, the Steelers, I feel the same way, but like honestly, the Ravens have always annoyed me.
Ravens almost cracked my list.
Was it Alex Burrows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
was,
sounds
right? He was a little
Yep.
bitch for a while. Like I remember hating him. Like
So, but yeah, the
Sorry.
Ravens. Anytime the Ravens lose, I'm happy. Up until recent, like I like this newer rendition and stuff like that.
the Ravens.
You know, yeah, but like back before the
fraud,
last
Lamar
like 3
Jackson.
years, I can't stand. I could not say, and I
The Ravens, I don't like. I feel like the playoff games kind of
I don't
made me.
like John Harbaugh. Like,
No.
I do. Yeah, that's
like
the
John
thing. Is that,
Harbaugh doesn't even come across as like a good guy to me. I'm like,
No.
what? Like people like to crap on Bill. Like I'm like John Harbaugh seems like he's an ass.
Yep.
oh, you don't like John Harbaugh? Because that's actually the one thing about the Ravens that I do like is John.
Really.
I think he's a good coach. I'm not knocking him. It's just
I don't like Jim.
I don't know
Jim-
what it is
Jim
about
seems
him.
like
I just
crazy.
don't like him. And I don't like how they love Ray Lewis so much. Like Ray Lewis was a good player, but Ray Lewis was
murderer.
not a good person. He also likes to kind of impersonate like a pastor, and it's just kind of creepy, his whole gimmick.
Yeah, he's messed up. I can't believe they beat the 49ers, right, against Kaepernick in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, when the lights went out and
What a weird Super Bowl.
It was a
The
bad
Harbaugh Super Bowl.
game. Yep.
Oh yeah, that was the Harbaugh Super Bowl. They lost the lights. Kaepernick. That was like the last time Kaepernick was relevant. And then Ray Lewis won this. Yeah, that was a weird
Ray
game.
Lewis and Ed Reed won their last one, and
Was that
Joe
bowling?
Flacco managed to get the same amount of Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers and other great quarterbacks.
Yep. And that's the other thing. And,
Elite.
okay, and that brings me to the team that I absolutely cannot stand is, and Garrett, you already said it, 07 Giants.
Yep.
Mhm.
Nope. No.
Oh yeah, the one team that
Just-
fucked everything up.
Just
Yep. No.
an average team that just got hot at the right time.
I can't tell you. I'll tell you that's one of my favorite things with Tampa Bay this year, being a team that did the exact same thing of going through and playing all
All
these
on the
away
road.
games to the Super Bowl and winning. I was like, thank God. Like at that, I know it's not the Patriots. And it's like Braves on a totally different team, completely different lineup, everything. But it just felt like a little tiny bit of redemption because of having that same stat on there. Because like up until that point, it bothered the crap out of me, especially because I remember them playing a few weeks before in the regular season, right before the playoffs, and just killing them and just getting through it and everything like that, and then them coming back up there and just being like, this is so annoying that they get a second crack at it. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
obnoxious.
it's so annoying.
Well,
That-
once
that-
again, I think they beat Green Bay in that playoffs, and like think about it, like I've wanted to when the Patriots were going to Super Bowls, I wanted to play Green Bay so many times.
Mhm.
Think about how many times Green Bay has just like should have made it and didn't do it. Like it's been like over the last 20 years, like there's been like 7 times where they should have went to the Super Bowl and they just didn't do it.
I mean, they went from Favre to Rodgers, right? Like,
Yep.
and they got one ring, remember that, in the last 20 years.
One out of all that.
Yeah, Brady. The most fun stat that I saw was like Brady in his first year at the Bucks. Like Tom Brady has as many NFC championships as like Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees in 1 year than they do in like 20 years. It's like
It's crazy, right? So
yeah.
But not as many in Tampa Bay as freaking back foot throwing Eli freaking Manning.
Yeah, the 2011 Super Bowl.
6
I feel
holding
like
calls on that deep ball. Like, and
Yeah.
they're blatantly obvious when you watch the tape again. It's brutal. Like Mike Vrabel and Richard Seymour are just getting like manhandled by their jerseys, and it's like you saw that. You just let it go.
The 07
they
one.
didn't want to. The refs did one of those things where we don't want to put the game in our hands.
Yep. No, is that whole thing. It's just I can't stand it. And I hate the fact that every time, and this is one that I know, anyone that comments on this video or anything like that will give us shit for being Pats fans, whatever. I don't give a damn or anything. But and everyone will say like, oh no, Eli's way better. Stop giving him credit for that deep ball. He literally just chucked up a hope and a prayer.
He's not better because he walked down at 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, and it's just like he doesn't deserve any damn credit for just hucking. I could huck the ball up there, and if you have a receiver on the other end that can catch that damn thing and glue it to his helmet,
yep. And they didn't even. Is that even possession? Because the ball hit the ground. He had it pinned against his head, and then when they went to the ground, the ball hit the ground. So it's like, at that point, I don't think possession rules were as strict as they are now. But it was like, I was watching, I'm like, how can you call that possession? Like, I've seen guys with 2 hands under a ball get called incomplete, like Des Bryant. Yep. And then this guy's got it pinned against his head in the ground, and they're like, yeah, that's a catch.
It's so dumb. Like, yeah, that's not a fucking catch. It's so stupid that they called David Tyree's catch a catch. They should have been like, yeah, you don't have possession. You're just pinning against your body. But
all right, Kyle.
All right.
What do you got for a topic?
Yeah, so for my topic, it's a little game. Little jigsaw action here. Let's play a game. I got the Wheel of Destiny here, which I've been meaning to, there's a little glare here, so you can't really see it. But what I did here, this might be a recurring theme. I don't know. I'm probably gonna use this a lot. I got a little wheel here. One of my favorite movies, guys, is Wolf of Wall Street. One of those. I don't know. My camera's shaking so much here. One of my favorite lines in that movie is "Sell me this pen." And it's such a subtle line, but it's like, if you've seen that movie, it's like, that like they're gonna sell you that pen. It's like, hey, you want to sell me something? Sell me that pen. It's like, I like that idea. So what I'm gonna do, I have some dirty words here. I went to a website and I was like, look, give me some dirty words, give me some swear words, give me whatever. I'm gonna give you guys 2 options each. We're gonna do like a Shark Tank style where it's like, I'm gonna give you two options each. You're gonna pick one of those options and you're going to sell me that option. So you're going to tell me why you need that option. I'm going to give you 2 each. And so we're going to spin the wheel here. If you can see that.
We're doing this individually?
Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys 2 each. So Nigel, I'll start with you. So Nigel, the first term is spermong, M-O-N-G. I don't know what that is, but so spermong, or you can sell me. You're going to pick the best of 2. Cross-eyed splurt raper. So you can
How are we supposed to sell you this stuff? It's not products.
Yeah, you're going to sell me. So you're going to tell me.
I'm sell you a spermong, which I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're going to tell me why I need either a spermong or a splurt-eyed. A cross-eyed splurt raper. So you're going to choose between those 2 options. And tell me which one you decide and why I need this product. For you, Garrett, pig sucker is the first one. Pig sucker, or barnacle fucker. So you're gonna tell me whether I need the pig sucker or the barnacle fucker. And so you guys choose which one you want to sell me. And then whichever pitch is best, we'll vote on it, and we'll see who wins that crown.
Are you doing this as well?
I can.
Are you hosting?
You want to spin for me as well?
I mean, if we're all gonna vote on them, you might as well, yeah.
That's fair. All right, let's spin for me as well. Let me pull up my notes here. So for me,
Wait, you have notes?
also pig sucker, we already got that, so we'll spin again. Okay, so a pip stick detector, I don't know what that means. But again, these were terms that I took like at this point weeks ago. So I don't know what that means. Pip stick detector. Or a cock thistle biscuit.
So what was my second option again? At this point, I can't even remember.
Oh man, I don't know. You're gonna ask me to memorize these terms. Man, I was kind of hoping you write these down, Nigel.
It was cross-eyed something.
I think what you had,
Oh, God.
Nigel, I think what you had is a cross-eyed flirt raper.
Yep.
Did I give you the pig sucker or was that carrot?
That was me.
Garrett.
It's probably the one I'm going to go with, the pig
I know what the
sucker.
first one was.
Do you want me to give you one more spin?
No, the first one was like sperm mong.
Yeah, sperm mong. So Nigel, sperm mong or cross-eyed flirt raper. And Garrett, you got I know you got the pig sucker.
Mhm.
Or what was the second one?
Something with a barnacle?
Was it the cross-eyed flirt raper, or was that Nigel?
No, it was
That was
Nigel.
me.
No, mine was something with a barnacle.
Want me to give you one more spin? One more spin?
I'll just go with the pig sucker, I guess. But I don't know how I'm going to sell you just a profane.
You know what? We'll
Statement.
give you one more spin because I don't remember what else I gave you. Oh, it's pig sucker again.
All right, so pig sucker it is.
Pig sucker it is. So Gary, I want you to tell me why I need the pig sucker and why that's a big part of my life.
So I'm going to assume the pig sucker is a product and not a human being. I hope. And all right, Kyle, do you like bacon?
I love bacon.
Oh, you enjoy bacon. That's good. So what if I told you you could have unlimited bacon if you buy my Pig Sucker 9000? This product, you have to have your own pigs. That's a prerequisite, but those are sold separately. But the Pig Sucker 9000, you just basically use it and it sucks the bacon right out of that pig. And it sucks ham, sucks everything. It just, alive, dead, doesn't matter. It takes it right out. All those products that you enjoy from a pig, you can't get them without the Pig Sucker 9000. You can go to the grocery store, but why would you do that? You could get farm to table at your own house. Now, is that something you might be interested in?
I'd be very interested in that. What would a pig sucker do for me on a day-to-day basis?
Well, basically, it's giving you fresh farm to table pig meats in your kitchen because it's a pig sucker. It sucks it right out of the pig. So, you need that part of the pig. Say no more, fam. The Pig Sucker 9000 is taking it out.
Fair enough. That sounds like a good buy.
I mean, it's $1,500, or you can break it down into 12 monthly payments.
What are my monthly payments looking like? You said $1,500 if I pay it up front?
12, so 12 months. Basically, we're looking at probably a little over $100 a month.
Okay, I could do that. And now, is this pig sucker going to last me? So you're looking at $125 a month. Is this going to last me years and years? Like, do I need to replace this pig sucker, or am I going to be good to go?
No, the Pig Sucker is honestly, it is a disposable product in the throwaway culture we live in. So you will get 3 to 5 years out of this Pig Sucker, but
Okay.
I can also sell you an extended warranty on this Pig Sucker. Now that extended warranty will cover you for parts and labor to repair those parts for multiple years. Now that could extend the lifespan of this Pig Sucker 9000 up to 10 years.
Hmm.
But that is another additional cost.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. At 10-year, you're telling me 10-year pig sucker. I'm interested in that 100%. Like, when
But
pig
that's,
suckers-
that's what this, otherwise you're paying out of pocket for these pig sucker repairs because this thing will die in 3 to 5.
right.
So you gotta, if you extend the warranty now, it could, with extended products, you could last 10 years.
Okay. That's a good bang for my buck, I would say. I'm looking for the best value in terms of pig sucking, and it seems like I came to the right place.
No one's gonna have the pork like you do.
Exactly.
And there's my
Nigel.
pitch for the pig sucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think long and hard about that, but that's a good pitch you got there. Nigel, I honestly don't remember what I gave you, but
Kyle, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm gonna take the L on this one. Garrett wins. Like, you can try to pitch over him, but like,
I work in sales. I'm a
Literally.
salesman. I've been
It
a
shows.
salesman
if
for
that's the case,
a while.
Nigel, I'm gonna give you a hot take, one spin to rule them all. Whatever comes up on this, I need you to sell me on this and try to beat Garrett's pitch here, if you're ready for that.
Good luck. It's not easy to sell a pig sucker.
Doesn't even-
yeah, I was gonna say, Kyle, I think I'm out, buddy. Like,
took all
that
my
one's
effort.
all Garrett. That one's
It took
all
all
Garrett.
my effort and all my
The wheel knows
imagination
all.
to come up with
Bill
that.
knows all, Nigel. Tell me, sperm mong again. I feel like that lands on you every time.
That's the deciding factor right there, dude. I
The
can't sell
spermonger.
either of these things because I don't even know. Just nope.
I don't think
Nigel,
anyone
I'm
wants
gonna
to
give
buy
you
a
a
sperm
one-time-
monger.
A one-time bonus spin, which is a rarity, Project Potter here. This is going to give you a one-time spin. You can sell me on whatever this comes up on, unless it's spermmonger, and I guarantee you that you're going to be in a happier place this fall.
Kyle, I gotta tell you, buddy, you're not selling me on this right here.
Wheel knows all, Nigel. I'm going to tell you that much.
Kyle's not
How
selling
about
us on
it,
this game.
Nigel, I'm going to raise you a nipple sack. Can you sell me? Can you sell me on a nipple sack?
A nipple sack?
Nibbles. Tell me if you can tell me, Nigel. I'm going to tell you right now. This is a once in an opportunity. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Okay, if you can sell me on why I need a nipple sack as opposed to a pig sucker, then I will give you reins to this entire podcast.
I don't. The way that this one's going right now, man,
It's
I
worth
don't
a
think I don't
$3
think I can
value.
handle reins of this podcast.
You can't sell me
Yeah.
a nipple sack.
We just went from top 3 most hated sports teams to a wheel of words I've never heard before.
Look, this is just a nipple sack. This is your standard verbiage here. Nigel, I want you to tell me why I need in 2021 why I need a nipple sack in my day-to-day life.
I'm gonna tell you why you don't need any of these things in your life. That's what I'll tell you.
Everything on that wheel is not.
Every single thing on that wheel, I'm gonna sell you on not buying any of that. Everything that Garrett just said to you, total lie. You don't need any of this stuff.
It's basically, if you bought that product from me, there's no such thing as a pig sucker. You are the sucker.
Literally.
That wheel is full of stuff that even Andrew Dice Clay doesn't know about.
So you're telling me that I don't need an unborn asswad infidel.
Absolutely not.
You're telling me that I don't need a nipple sack in 2021? Because I would beg to disagree, Nigel.
This segment's gotten out of hand.
Since you like it so much, Kyle, do you own a nipple sack?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Have you ever woken up, right? And you look to your left, you look to your right, and you go, man, I wish I could contain those nipples. Because if you have, you're gonna say, look, you know what I need in this day and age? I need a nipple sack, okay? So I'm gonna sell you guys the nipple sack, okay?
Okay.
So we'll wake it up.
Only because that's better than the 2 words you spun before.
This will be our
Hey.
closing segment,
The-
Kyle.
Hey, the Wheel of Destiny, it knows no bounds, okay? So this is what I want this channel to be, okay? Just absolute nonsense. So
This is what you want this channel to be.
Yeah,
this is what I want it to be, man. The off the rails, blasphemy, whatever you want to call it. I want this show to go bananas. So for me, I'm going to tell you why you need the nipple sack, and I'm going to tell you why you need the nipple sack in 2021. Okay. Hashtag free the nipple. That was a movement, a product. 2020, 14, 2020, 15. Everyone was trying to free the nipple. You know what, dude? No one's trying to free the nipple nowadays. But if they are trying to free the nipple, you know what you need? You need a nipple sack, okay? Nipple sack is going to hold in all of your nipples, okay? All the nipples that you think you could possibly want in one sack, okay? That's going to hold it for you. It's going to give you the statistics on what you're doing for regulatory nipple activity, okay? It's going to give you the future nipple prognosis. So it's going to cover all of your nipple needs. And I don't know what else you could want in a product in 2021, honestly.
Garrett, do you
I'll tell
agree?
you what I want in a product in 2021. I want not nipples. Like whatever I buy in 2021 better not have nipples in it.
So you're going anti-nipple for 2021.
Yes.
At the very least, the sack that's holding the nipples, yes.
Yes.
So
We're gonna
is it the sack itself? Is it the material? Is it the quality? Is it the quantity? What's holding you back from buying this product?
holding me
Yes.
back from buying the nipple purse.
Nipple purse. There you go.
Basically, you haven't created a sense of urgency for it.
Look,
An urge. I don't feel the need that I need this nipple purse right now because I've been living almost 30 years on this earth without it, and I'm doing all right.
look, I don't know, Garrett. I don't know
I'll
how
tell you what I have, what I'm not doing. I don't have fresh pork. I don't have fresh bacon. I don't have fresh pig products readily available to me in my own home with my own livestock of pigs. That's what I don't have, and that's why I
But
need
do
a
you-
pig sucker.
But do you have fresh nipples?
Oh, of course I got fresh nipples, but I only need 2 of those. I need an unlimited supply of bacon.
Well, if you're looking for bacon to stimulate your nipples, then that's a different conversation. But if you're looking for the freshest of nipples, pure nipples, nipples at their best, nipples at their peak, then you're looking to buy the nipple sack, okay? Because the nipple sack is going to protect you for years and years to come. I just think you guys are underestimating the nipple market. You're looking towards what can or cannot be sold. Look, the nipple pouch is where it's at.
It's changed multiple times.
Yep.
It's whatever it is, it's growing, it's adapted in the last 10 minutes.
The nipple sack it's where where the world is heading, You think Al Gore, you think global warming, you think nipple sack, it's three it's 3 things. It's
Wind's picking up. I don't know about you guys where you are.
yeah, the wind is picking up. You know what is also picking up? The nipple sack, okay? The nipple
Oh, God,
sack
here we
is
go.
coming. Well, you know what, guys? For a special offer, I'm going to tell you right now, the nipple sack is 50% off.
Oh,
Shipping-
now and
off
we'll
nipples,
include a
that's-
second one free.
No, shipping and expedition is included. It's 50% off. Call the number now, 1-800-433-NIPPLE. It's the hot number.
I'm not going to call that number because I feel like if I call that number, I'm going to get hit with like 20 minutes, $20 per minute on my cell phone bill
Look,
because it's going to
Garrett,
be some terrible, terrible
will this
line.
number match you up with the suicide prevention line? I don't know. We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
After this segment, I might need it.
What I can tell you is the nipple line is here to stay. It's 2021. We're here. The free the nipple hashtag greatness. We're here for everything. Okay. So I just want to tell you guys, final verdict, guys. Nigel, are you buying the nipple sack? Yes or no? Final answer.
There's not a chance I'm buying the nipple sack.
No one's buying the nipple sack.
That's fine. Garrett, how about you? Buying a nipple sack in 2021?
You know what?
For 50% off?
If I never have to hear the pitch again, I'll consider it.
Okay. That's all we wanted.
For all of these reasons you laid out, I'm out.
All right, that's fair enough. So in the book of nipple, which we call the Bible, that's going to be one sale for Garrett, one pass for Nigel. But Nigel, I'm telling you, man, you're missing out on the nipple. Okay, you're missing out on a prime product, a product that's in its peak, and it's only going to get better from here. The nipple is where it's at. You're missing out on the nipple. Any last words?
You're telling me the nipple's at its peak.
The nipple is.
That's your final pitch.
That's
Basically, what he's telling us is from this point on, nipple stock is only going down. So I don't know why so now I'm withdrawing my offer.
Why would you sell? Why would you sell when the nipple is peaking?
Because if it's at its peak, I want to sell when it's at its peak. I don't want to sell when it's dipping.
But that's why you want to buy, so you can sell the nipple.
No, because that means it's too high. I don't want to buy at the peak. I want to buy at the dip.
No, you buy the nipple, you sell the nipple the next day at the highest price, so that the bidder gets the nipple at the highest price.
That's if it rebounds. We don't know. Where's your quarterly earnings
The
report?
nipple goes in and out, okay? The nipple fluctuates, so we don't know if it's going to go in and out, but I think if nothing else, guys, this has been a successful Project Potter. This has been a
This
successful
one, yeah,
episode.
there's a lot of content in here.
Kyle, I've used that pen example teaching my staff before, and now I'm never going to be able to use it again in training.
No,
Hey,
you're never gonna think
I
about it the
appreciate
same.
You know, Nigel, the thing about evolution, they say it usually goes up, up, up. Well, you know what? Maybe after watching this episode, it goes down, down, down. You know what? But you know what? Life is just, I want to give you a French term, okay, that I learned a couple years ago.
Charcuterie.
Je suis, je suis, which means I am who I am, okay? Which means this is what you're going to get, okay? So if you're getting the nipple podcast, you're getting the nipple podcast. If you're getting a low buy, that's what you're getting. Look, this is Project Potter. This is the home of nipples, okay? Everyone knows, dude, this is the home of nipples, okay? So if not, they know now.
If that's the case, this will be my last appearance.
So we might need to put a disclaimer on this one now. Like, I don't know.
Yep. We
I'm
were
just
family
kidding.
friendly up until this.
This sounds like it's going on a different kind of channel now.
I'm just kidding,
Yep.
but honestly, guys, this is Project Potter. This is the real deal. This is what you're gonna get. Sometimes you're gonna get political debates. You're gonna get, informative conversations. Sometimes you're gonna get crazy nipple podcasts where it's like nipples are off the rail. You don't know what's gonna happen. But that is the beauty of this podcast, is that you don't know what you're gonna get. X or Z or Y or Z or whatever you're gonna get. Doesn't matter. X equals Project Potter. That's all I'm gonna say. X equals nipple, whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter. Solve for X. X equals fun. Doesn't matter. Any closing thoughts, guys, on this?
Did you watch a lot of Rick and Morty before we got on this podcast? 'Cause that's
I do
exactly
love
what that
Rick and
sounded
Morty. Honestly, Nigel, I'm a few beers
I
deep.
don't watch Rick and Morty in a while.
I just want to shout out to the official Project Potter mug that we got here. You guys can't get this yet, but if you want to get this, let me know. I will order it for you. The Project Potter mug. We got the Project Potter hat. We got the Project Potter shirt. We got the Project Potter hat. Okay.
So when do you drop the Project Potter and nipple sacks?
That's what we want to know. The merch
We
store
gotta
is demanding
gotta
it.
work on the structure there, okay? You can't just, Nigel, you can't just reconstruct a nipple overnight, okay? A nipple takes care. It takes caress. A nipple takes time, okay? So it's gonna take time. If the Project Potter merch for nipple sack is available, it's gonna be a big idea, okay? It's gonna be a legend. It's gonna be a big post, but that's gonna come in time. So for now,
Garrett, all I'm saying is that if he's going to market one of these things that he spun for me, as long as it's nipple sack over the rest of the stuff that got spun, I'm okay.
Well, my food is ready, guys. So I will be bidding
Nigel,
you adieu now.
you could have done cock thistle biscuit. So that could have been your choice. Okay.
At least there's biscuit in there. Like,
Yeah, I
Hey, look, I just want to let you guys
know the
know
other stuff. I can sell a biscuit.
the wheel of destiny over here. It's gonna be a recurring theme. So next week I went to a dirty website for these themes. I'm gonna erase all of these. I'm gonna reset it. Next week or the week before, the week after, it's gonna be a theme. Okay, it's gonna be different terms, but just know these nipples aren't going anywhere, Nigel. I don't know why you're trying to get rid of the nipples, but these nipples are here to stay. Okay.
okay, I believe you.
I just want you to know that.
You're lucky Vic was not on this tonight.
That would have been brutal.
Look, if Vic was on here tonight, look, I know Vic's got kids and he's got a family and all that, and he's caring for other human beings now. You know what, dude? This is Project Potter's show. This is my show, okay? I'm gonna run this shit, okay? So if the shit is gonna go, if the shit is gonna go weird, it's gonna go weird on my watch, okay? And that's fine because people are gonna love it, but they're gonna hate it. And if they hate it, you know what? There's a nipple sack out there for you, okay? There's a nipple sack out there. If you want to get that nipple sack, good for you. But if not, then come hang out. Yeah, this has been Project Potter, guys. Thank you guys for joining me for a wild episode, a crazy episode. Skeleton Crew, yes, but you know what? We made the most out of it. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's been a little off the rails, but that's what the show is. This show doesn't really have any set boundaries. It's just wherever it goes is we take it. So Nigel, Garrett, thank you guys so much for joining me for Project Potter, another episode, week 6 of the Lost Resorts. We'll hopefully get a new crew or a bigger crew next week, and we'll just keep talking about nipples for the rest of the episode. So
Great. All right, guys. Pleasure. And we'll see you on down the road.
all right, see you guys. Thanks for joining me, guys.
There you go.